I was having problems. So, back to doing seamless clone armor. We've got two separate pieces, and we're wanting to make it into one full piece like this. So, it's actually a really kind of cool process, if you ask me. I know you didn't ask me, but if you asked me, I would tell you it's kind of a cool process. So this stuff is basically will be thicker or thinner. You know, if it's too thin for you, you can always add some more chopped up pieces of ABS. If it gets to be too thick for you, you can just add a little more acetone and it'll thin it right down. But you see this stuff is like a thick paste right now. And that's kind of like I like it. Easier to work with, doesn't run. It's pretty dry within about 20 minutes. But you've got a lot of time to kind of work with it rather than that. What's up, Magic Shop? What's up, dude? I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. So I'm making some more clone armor using ABS slurry to make the seamless armor. I think this is the almost a dozen clone sets that I've done now. Quite a few. Again, you just want to kind of get this into place, and then a couple few minutes it'll be nice and dry for you. Clamps are your friend. So like so on the first set. So second side, same thing. Second verse, same as the first. And this is much better than a glue. This, you know, science gets all involved in this shit, and it kind of like scientifically melds the plastic into one piece. So you don't really have two pieces sitting on each other. You got one giant piece of newly formed cyberplastic. I don't know if that's fact, that's just what I like to think. And then again, clip. 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 So there we have piece one. That's the corresponding piece. I'll let these things dry for a couple minutes, and then we'll add that other piece in there. But ultimately what we're looking for is something that's going to be like this. Yeah, it does look good in black. So you can get this ABS. I'm going to still paint this. I still have to paint all of it. But you can get Mike's kits typically in black or white ABS. The black was what he was pulling at the time, so I just got the black kit. This will ultimately be a shiny black build, so it gives me an idea of kind of what the armor looks like. So yeah, this, one of the forearms. Ooh, add that little doohickey to it, and that gives you your compad. There's a piece of rubber that'll be added in later. But yeah, this is going to be a fun build. It's a cool helmet. Kind of looks like an airborne trooper helmet. The helmet's coming from Galactic Armory, so I want to get that. I'll be doing that one as well. But everything else is just similar to another build. It's just different paint style. He does have a pauldron, so a shoulder pauldron, and he also has a comma. He's a skirted clone. Skirted clone. So again, these pieces here that I've got, shim, have already mostly been trimmed. But I just want to make sure that the sides and everything are nice and flat. So it's kind of like you get one of these kits, it's kind of like putting together a puzzle, except it comes with no instructions. I relied on YouTube videos and, you know, asking questions on the 501st Trooper forums. To kind of figure out, but most of it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, it comes as a certain size, and then you can just trim off of it to make it larger, smaller. For example, on these, I had to take about a ½ inch off of the length of these to, you know, see that. Thank you, Jai. Appreciate that. So yeah, we're making the biceps of a clone trooper here. So you get the idea. That's the bicep of a clone trooper. and putting it all together using ABS slurry. So these are the pieces that you trim off of the armor when you get the armor kit. Cut it up into little pieces, mix it with some acetone, and you get this, which is basically just a big plastic glue that will glue that. Hey, what's up, dude? I'm still alive and still alive. Ike, I am always still alive. Although I'm sweating like a whore in church in my garage here doing this. Garage in South Alabama, 100-degree heat. It ain't no fun. So that's where we're at now on this piece we were doing. I really want to kind of take you guys through the whole process start to finish so you can see what we're working with. So that is now mostly stuck on there for just a couple minutes. Now we've got our shims in place. So we will simply add this on top of it. And then again, clip again. So clip, and this time I usually use tape on this because you can't get clips down to the middle part here. But same process all over again. Make sure it's lined up right. Yes. All right. So same process. Add this here. And it's like a thick paste. And then you will also use this later to go back in, fill in any seams, and make it seamless. And you'll just have to sand it back down again. Sand it back down. Voxer, I'm making a Jedi Fallen Order Purge Trooper. So it's basically a clone with kind of an airborne helmet and a pauldron and a comma. Very cool looking clone. He's all shiny black. So this will be the first non-weathered clone that I've done, which is, you know, a little exciting. So he's a shiny black clone, but yeah, basically clone armor. Kind of a commander because he's got the pauldron and the, or captain. Got the pauldron and the skirt. Captain Rex. Yeah, this would be a very similar build to Captain Rex. You know, other than he's got the slightly different fade. You know, he's got the welded together armor and shit. Got a buddy that's been working on a Rex for a while. I got a Cody that I did. I just prefer Cody's armor. I don't know if I'll ever do Rex. I may do Rex someday. Rex is iconic. I may do Rex. So again, you get that on there. It's like glue. And then you're just lining this armor up and clipping it down. And if it doesn't exactly line up, it's no big deal. You can always fix it afterwards. You're going to have to come back through and trim the edges anyhow. So again, clip the top, clip the bottom. And then we're going to come through with some tape. Fix it up. So again, clipped on the top, on the bottom, clipped on the top, on the bottom. And then a little bit of painter's tape here in the middle to ensure it's held tight. And again, some of this painter's tape may end up glued to this surface where this plastic is and where this plastic is kind of coming through, but it doesn't matter, you can sand it all off. So that is what you're going to end up with. And again, we'll come back through and get rid of that tiny little seam after we get this all put together. So that is how you do cloneless or seamless clone armor, folks. Seamless clone armor. Thank you, Squally Tree. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. But yeah. So are you doing an animated or a realistic Rex? This is realistic clone armor. You know, there are slight differences to the clone armor. And you've got phase 1, phase 2 with both of them. Are you doing a realistic or an animated? I prefer realistic myself. Never built animated. One of these days I probably will. I think animated's a little bit easier to wear. Let's see. Nine watchers. Come on, yeah. Smash it. Like, give me a like, guys. Seriously. If you like this, it will tell other people. The algorithm will like me if you like it. Like it and comment, people. Participate. That tells the YouTubers out there, or the YouTube algorithms, that, hey, this dude's doing something cool. Maybe I should tell other people about it. And then it tells other people about it, and then you're good to go. So yes, please, do what Jennifer said. So this is not a glue at all. Hold on, let me cut this piece real quick. You won't be able to hear. All right, so some things I will glue together. I'll glue on the nylon straps. I'll glue on, uh, I'll glue on the rubber pieces. Like this piece will be glued on, and for that, I just use a standard CA glue. So it's a super glue with activator. I buy this bulk off of Amazon. I prefer this Mitra Apple. I'm not sure what it's called, but I prefer this brand. It's just easier for me to use. It's thicker, but you can also find this on Wish and Temu and get it from China, and it's dirt cheap. But I use super glue to do those. For these pieces here, this is what I'm using. So this is ABS slurry, and you can see it's kind of a thick paste, and it's made from taking the excess pieces of trimming the armor, cut them up into little pieces, pour it into this glass jar with some acetone, which is basically fingernail polish remover. Let it sit for about an hour, and then it will turn into this paste. If it gets thicker and you want it thinner, you add more acetone. If it's too thin, you add more that. So basically what that does is it then chemically melds these two surfaces together. So it's, you know, chemically melding this piece with this piece, and then you end up with one solid piece at the end of it. So yeah, realistic armor looks just so much better, in my opinion. Again, I think it's easier to move around in the fake armor, but hey, you know, fake, in the cartoon armor. We'll call it cartoon armor. Yeah, so yeah, basically I melt not all of them. I mean, I've got like an entire, cooler full of shards of these pieces. But yeah, I melt excess pieces in order to, so you know, you'll cut off pieces that'll be used to shims, and then you melt the excess in order to basically create this glue. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I need to make a Rex helmet. You know, I'm afraid if I make a Rex helmet, then I'm going to end up going, oh, now I need Rex armor. Because that's ends up what's happens. Learning to speak right now, guys. I'll get a helmet, and I'll really like the helmet, and then I'm like, oh, shit, now I need the rest of it. And inevitably that happens. Don't want that to happen all the time, but because these things are expensive. I mean, I don't know if I've expressed to y'all, even when I'm making these for myself, it's still costing me $1,000 to build one of these. These kits ain't cheap, and then the materials and stuff going into it, plus it's, you know, several weeks worth of my time. So yeah, there's a whole lot of work that goes into these, and a whole lot of money. So, you know, I'd love to build every, you know, character that I'd like, but I just don't have the time, nor do I have the funds to purchase all of these armor kits. So yeah. Sometimes I get lucky, and Mike at 850 Armor Works will throw me a bone and give me some spare pieces and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's mainly I'm on my own for purchasing these, and it gets very, very expensive. Yes, this is a commission job, so this is doing for a guy named Alex. It's a purge trooper for him. So yeah, it's neat. I get the measurements from him, and then just basically build this armor to fit him, and then I will send it to him strapped and ready to go with kind of full instructions on how to tweak the fitting, because, you know, I can build it, but then when he gets it in, he's still going to have to kind of tweak the fitting, and he'll have to adjust the strapping to the size he needs. He will have to possibly add some foam padding in like thighs and forearms in order to keep those things in place or make them fit right. So there's all kinds of little tweaking, but I'll send him those adjustments, and then he'll be able to do all that himself. So yeah, it's kind of a cool process. I enjoy building these. There's not a whole lot of people that will do a full clone commission. Again, just because it's a hard process. You know, I'm building blind basically for somebody, so you know, I'll kind of You know, just have to, a lot of his measurements are the same as mine, width-wise, so that's good. I can kind of use me as a base, but my arms are longer, so I'm having to take parts out. So I can get it to a certain point, but then he's going to have to adjust it himself. Uh, yeah, you know, it's tough, dude. It's tough to not do it. I would suggest if you do it, you know, even if you got your own 3D printer, don't 3D print the armor. Buy an ABS plastic armor kit. It is, in the long run, will be so much better. This stuff is, so look, this stuff is flexible. It'll bend like all over the place. It's light. It's unlike a 3D printed piece or a resin printed piece that's, you know, a whole lot heavier and more brittle. These will actually last a whole lot longer. So I would absolutely suggest doing that. You're going to ultimately, you know, not pay a whole lot more for an ABS kit. If you're printing it all yourself and buying the filament for it and, you know, operating it, you're still going to spend several $100s printing full armor, where you can get a suit of this, a kit of this for like $600. Just makes sense to me, you know. But hey, I'm not the smartest dude, you know. I'm definitely not the smartest dude. I know a little bit about building clone armor, and yeah, that's about it. That is about it. Also was able to help out my good friend Brandon today, work on some TIE Pilot armor. So he got his TIE Pilot armor kit from Walt's Trooper Factory, and we're able to trim most of that up, get most of it ready for kind of the final little piece. Just had some... it depends. So if it's a stormtrooper, I would do an ABS plastic. I don't know if anybody does an ABS plastic clone trooper helmet. And I've done both resin and 3D printed for clone or for helmets. And honestly, the resin cast is much more expensive, probably about $50 more. Like you're looking at $150 compared to $100. It's easier, not as much sanding over the whole thing, but you've got to cut out like the teeth and the visor, and that takes a good amount of time. So that part's hard. 3D, you don't have to cut out the visor or the teeth, but you got to sand that bitch till, you know, to no end. So there's benefits to both. Ultimately, the finished product, I probably prefer a 3D printed one because it is lighter. My resin helmets are heavy as shit, and when you use that for a while, you know, it sucks. What's up, dude? Spastic. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate being your favorite. I don't know if I've been anybody's favorite. Not even my wife. I don't think I'm my wife's favorite content creator. She watches me begrudgingly. All right, so let's get this last piece together, and then I can call it a day in here because I am hot as shit. Everybody excited for El Acolato tonight? I don't know if I've let my feelings be known about the Acolyte, but right now it's, you know, I'm going to say it looks like Star Wars, feels like Star Wars. I kind of like the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Jedi-ness about it, but I give it like a 7. But there's something that's just not quite right for it. For me. That's just me. All right, so let me see. We've got the shim now on there. Got some excess up there, but don't worry, that will rub and sand right off. So you're just going to add some of that ABS, I'm going to add some of that ABS slurry to the bottom part of that, and then just put that together, just like so. All right. Attach and attach. And clip. Clip and clip. So we got 2 clips on there. Same thing on this other side. Yeah, I really do hope they do good things with the show. You know, I mean, it's here. I think my biggest disappointment so far is that, you know, I was kind of expecting this to be a show about the Sith, and it's not right now. It's, you know, a show about the Jedi trying to figure out what's going on. I want a show about the Sith. I want to see those badasses in their badass prime, because those dudes were up to some no good badassery. And I would like to see it. Again, clip that down, and then just a little bit of tape here in the middle. Make sure it is good and together. There you have it. So, and you can see there's still a very small seam there. I'm going to come back later on and cover that up with some more ABS slurry and then sand the whole thing down till it is smooth as a baby's ass. So that is it, y'all. That is how you do it. Take these gloves off, my hands can breathe. That is how you make ABS slurry and how you make seamless armor using ABS slurry. And you're going to end up with something that is like this. It is all shimmed together into mostly one piece. So with this, the arm pieces are mostly done. I've still got obviously trimming and stuff to do around the edges, but they are mostly assembled, ready for seam filling. So that's how you do seamless clone armor, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please, seriously, give me a like. Give me a like on there. Let me know that you liked it. Comment. Do everything that you can to it. Spread the word, because then YouTube will take this and spread it to the interwebs. But I appreciate it, y'all. As always, I'm Darth Rage. This is Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force.